We were always told by the old people that this is a spiritual world, first and foremost. And it just happens to be operating in a physical world. But it does not always come forth. You can't see the happenings of the spirit world, but it is happening. It is part of this world. It's an integral part of this world. You have to stay open to understand and see that, make that connection. And when you do, oh boy, God the Father, Jesus Christ becomes real in so many ways, and prayers become powerful. What makes a prayer powerful is the faith behind it. And the old people knew that.
The thing that brings me the most joy is when I'm standing out in the middle of creation, recognizing that there is so much more going on than my head can even hold. There is so much relationship. And, all of a sudden, the problems I have, the struggles I have, that sort of thing, don't feel so insurmountable.
We had a Sundance chief, Jensen Jack. He taught me so much. He used to say, you go to church Sunday, you pray. Me, I pray all day. He said, I say thank you, Tuak, in our language, Tuak, all day. Tuak, fresh air, beautiful day, Tuak, food, water. He used to talk to me that way.
The book of Genesis tells us everything we need to be and exist in this life, Creator made before Creator made us. Everything was already in place to help us. And somewhere along the way, we decided not to be grateful for that. We decided to exploit it.
Our bishop, Hayashi, gave a wonderful sermon. He asked us, he said, the opposite of love? And of course, most of us were thinking hate. He said, I know you're thinking hate. He said, but he said, think about it. When you love, you want to give, you want to share. And if you don't love, what do? And then all of a sudden I sat up, whoa, that's right. We take instead of give, we take, we rob, we thieve. We're selfish. That's the opposite of love, greed and selfishness.
There is so much focus on this Anglican ethos. So much focus on that, and yet there is such room for learning and growth and development if we could learn to accept that there are other ways of seeing the same story that even make it more powerful.
It wasn't hard for our Native people to become Episcopalians because they were already strong spiritually. We began to look at our traditions.
Yes.
And say, hey, I remember this, For instance, we in our Native tradition, we burn food. Okay. We burn like when someone dies and stuff like that. Then I start reading the Bible, and then I learn about the overpass when the angels came and put a blood by the door. And I thought, oh, wow. You know what? When someone dies or whatever, we put fish tail over the door. People don't do that too much anymore because, they learn way back then that our ways were not good. They tell us it's better to believe in what the Bible is saying. And then I thought about that. Well, when the death angel came by, the same thing happened. We put that fish thing over, fish tail over it, and so it keeps the family healthy.
Yes, yes.
And I start telling people about that. That was our way of believing the overpass.
Our worldview has always been looked down upon because we're considered weak. Columbus's interpretation of those Taínos' kindness and love was, oh, they're weak. We can take advantage of them. They have gold, they have mineral, they have food. We can take advantage of all those things. Indian people have been confused ever since then. We don't know how we fit in the world. It's always like we've been non-fitters ever since. We still don't fit in. We don't make good businessmen, managers, or corporate leaders, because that's not our culture. That's not who we are. So we're still struggling with our identity in this world right now, to this day. We're confused about who we are. I say, if we look deeply into our soul, we find out who we are, we can make a great contribution to this world.